and punished the people of Cambodia. In 1979, President Carter's National Security Advisor, Dr. Brzezinski, implemented a policy known as playing the China card. The aim was to cultivate China and to further divide Peking and Moscow. But China's oldest enemy is Vietnam, which occupies a strategic bridge to the rest of Asia. Since 1975, Peking had backed Pol Pot as a means of destabilizing neighboring Vietnam. And Chinese support for Pol Pot continued after the Vietnamese drove the Khmer Rouge into Thailand. Moreover, the United States backed China and led an economic boycott of Vietnam and Cambodia. In Washington there was, and still is, great bitterness that Vietnam had defeated and humiliated the United States. Revenge became the policy. Off the record, officials spoke about bleeding Vietnam white on the battlefield of Cambodia. The Thai border camps became a media circus. In 1980, State Department sources revealed plans for an international propaganda campaign aimed at spreading atrocity stories about Vietnamese behavior in Cambodia. This drew attention away from the Khmer Rouge, which the United States was then secretly backing. Dr. Brzezinski himself briefed leading journalists, such as James Reston of the New York Times and the BBC's Alastair Cook. They were shown a CIA report which accused the Vietnamese of refusing to relieve the suffering of the Cambodian people. No journalist questioned the authenticity of the report, and Reston wrote an impassioned article which was syndicated widely. The briefing journalists received was based entirely on false information. Genocide was now associated not only with Pol Pot, but with those who had ended the slaughter. Prime Minister Thatcher supported American and Chinese policy and visited the Cambodian refugee camps just over the border in Thailand, where British SAS troops trained Cambodian guerrillas allied with the Khmer Rouge. Mrs. Thatcher did not see any of the camps where the United Nations Border Relief Operation allows the Khmer Rouge to hold 45,000 people hostage.
Everyone having suffered under Pol Pot, and you know, we saw some of the terrible pictures and accounts of the atrocities at home, and I think we were all perturbed that we couldn't do something about it, and the United Nations couldn't do anything about it.
In fact, Mrs. Thatcher's government warned off relief organizations from flying aid directly into Cambodia in 1979.
We were told consistently through 1979 and 1980 that our supplies wouldn't get through, that they wouldn't be distributed effectively. Our government had no first-hand evidence of this. Ultimately, of course, we were vindicated. The supplies not only were getting through then, they continue to get through now. But this was a distortion of what was happening.